Hi, this is LC Clements here, and welcome back to my channel. And it begins. It's that time of year, guys. It gets cold, the leaves start to turn, where in my case in Pennsylvania, it kind of starts to turn, but it doesn't turn that pretty, it goes from the yellow to the reds to the browns. Nah, just brown and dye. And it's time for our hoodies, repping my team here. Got my Halloween decoration because, COVID-19, I can't go nowhere. But it's Preptober. It is that month. It is that month where, ironically, I'm born in October, so Libras. It's that month where we start to rack our brains to decide how we're going to write this story. And last year, I was lucky enough to win NaNoWriMo 2019. 2 days before Thanksgiving. No, wait, it was 2 days before Thanksgiving. I gotta look at my footage again. And I was so happy that I did not have to stress over Thanksgiving. I can only wish you all luck because this is not easy. And as you can see on my board, I got Act 1. 1 week we're on Act 1. One is outline Act 2. Another outlines Act 3. And then the fourth and final week, which is really... Because week 1 kind of starts today and it's 3 days. So let's say that fourth week. Like the end of that fourth week, I'll be revising my outline to make sure that the chart flows. Now I'm aware that your first draft is going to be the sucky draft. That's not here nor there. We all kind of know it. But I do have some help from my Save the Cat Writes novel because I've been sitting here going through the steps of how to write this outline because, dang it, the flow chart is real in this. The flow chart is real. If you haven't picked it up yet, I was to advise you to pick it up because I wasn't thinking, and my last year was not as flowy as this year. I feel like when Save the Cat Writes a novel, I'll be able to not pad throughout my entire story, which is the problem with my first 2 drafts I've ever written in my entire life for publication. Is they're patty as mess, and then my middle is soggy, where this showed me how to get through the middle without having a soggy middle, or as we call they used to call it's really funny, home ec class. When I was in home ec class in high school, I can't really remember this from like 20 years ago, but go figure. No, wait, it's been 10 years. I'm not that damn old. Damn. Basically, when you take a cake basically if you take a cake out the oven and you don't put on a cooling rack, you have what they call soggy bottoms. That's when you have all the wet stuff at the bottom of the cake if you don't put it on a cooling rack or cool it properly. And that's what we don't want in our novel. We don't want soggy bottoms. So that's what Save the Cat Writes novel comes in. And as you can see, I kind of reorganized my desk a bit. I got Sally up here. I moved some of my stuff around. This is only temporary. I'm going to get a crate as soon as I get a chance to go to Walmart and get more crates because they have crates on sale. And Dollar Tree, for some reason, all the crates in the city seem to disappear. Oh, and I also have a new addition for the writing process. I have what they call an iPad Pro. This thing took me 2 months to get. I swear if it took me 3 months, I guess I would be writing in one of my notebooks here. Like one is for a previous draft that's been rewritten, that's down the line, and that's a different book that I was writing. But this little marvel here, with GoodNotes and my pencil. I don't have the Apple Pencil, but I did get the knockoff one from Amazon, which was 10 times cheaper because I don't have $120 to piss on right now. With everything going on and now, I don't even have money for overtime. I could leeway. I'm planning on doing some things. Like I'm about to sell crocheted items. and possibly knitted items if I can get this one project done. Which is going to be on my Facebook page and possibly on my Twitter, which the link to my Twitter page is down below. I don't really show off my Facebook that much because that's more for other people. It's hard for me to explain, but I do have a professional Facebook page. Let's just put it that way. That's not set up really well. But I'm actually somewhat excited for Preptober with my trusty handy dandy iPad, which actually this thing comes with a keyboard and a pencil holder. Works really well. Just slip it in here. Want to take it out? Take it out. So I have a cute little handy dandy thing. Also, with the new mirror lock, which is just like the, what is this thing called? The face lock. I also am using GoodNotes. Try to save down on paper. Try to not buy as many notebooks and hear my husband's mouth because he's tired of seeing notebooks all over the house. Go figure. But I can use GoodNotes to take my pencil, and as you can see, I can handwrite notes. I can also write, because I've been writing notes, I've been writing character lists, brief character descriptions, and I can write them in a format like a notebook. It's not as easy at first, but then you kind of get used to it. I see why a lot of artists use the iPad or their Surface Pro. I don't know if the Samsung has one. I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, with new Galaxy, anything's possible. But I see why a lot of artists use a tablet rather than their computer. It's more intimate. Like, I can see, because I tried to do some stuff before on my Wacom tablet. It's not the same as using a book, because I grew up using a spiral sketch pad, not a graphic thing. The graphic art came when I got out of college. So I was kind of the cutoff people that missed learning that. My brother knows how to do it. I'm going off topic here, but I'm just saying. But I'm just saying I see why people use it. I mean, this is easier for me, and then transfer it to my Wacom, and then I can use the tablet on there to make bigger. Like, let's say I need to zoom in more and this thing doesn't zoom in as well. I can go on the Wacom and use it that way. I won't be showing off any pieces right now because I'm focusing on this. But I'm hoping everybody does well for Preptober, because, you know, NaNoWriMo is going to be the one video where everybody's channel, including mine, is going to blow up with millions and millions of week 1, week 2, week 3. I haven't really decided the format. I think I'm just going to do week 1, week 2, week 3 like I did last year for NaNoWriMo. And we'll see what we go from there. Now, on a personal note, if you see my Twitter, I'm having a bit of a struggle because my brain, even though I have the story, I did the 3-act structure, set up little parts with Save the Cat. My dumb self decided I'm going to read fan fiction because I'm a fan of the Fallout franchise. I was like, ooh, Fallout 1, what is this? Huh. Because I didn't know what it was until I got older. I didn't get a console until I was like 12. And then I didn't do it until college, really. I was like, oh, Fallout, oh my gosh, this is horrible wasteland. Is this what our future's gonna be like? Fallout 2, stop the Patriots! Stop these wannabe Patriots from destroying America! Fallout 3, we're gonna get the water, people. Oh my god, my dad, no! Fallout New Vegas, best game ever. Fallout New Vegas, who shot me in the head? I want my chip back. Fallout 4, where's my kid? Oh wait, ooh, this is nice. What's going on? Fallout 76, no. I'm not playing that. I refuse to. Something told me something was wrong with that game because Elder Scrolls Online was terrible. So I was like, no, there's no way this is gonna be great. Turn out it's not that great. 3 years later, still not that great. Going off topic again. But the point in my personal life is I started to read fan fiction again. I was like, oh god, this is why I stopped reading fan fiction, because now I'm having fan fiction ideas. No, go away, fan fiction devils. Go away. I have to write for NaNoWriMo. I mean, technically on NaNoWriMo's website, it does say you can do fan fiction. I don't want to. And the reason for that is I don't stick with fan fiction the way I stick with writing. Fan fiction for me is a pastime that will always be in my heart, but I can't use fan fiction forever because then I'll never get published. So that's a conundrum. Even though I have some fan fiction ideas and I want to write them down, but I know as soon as I write them down, I won't focus on Nano. So I'm just gonna kind of let this fan fiction idea whack me upside my head with great force of oranges and grapefruits until I'm black and blue. Anyway, what are your thoughts about Preptober? Are you stoked? I mean, I'm kind of stoked, kind of, but I work an 8-hour shift processing applications. It's getting kind of tiresome. I mean, the good thing is, even though I work an 8-hour shift, I can pull this thing out, open up the file, go like this, and then go back during my breaks and lunch, my 30-minute lunch that I get. Wow, I'm hungry all of a sudden. Thinking about food. But it's kind of a work in progress, the way I think I have to schedule my day, especially now that we have an increase in applications. The industry I work for, there's been an increase in applications, and I had to fulfill a certain quota. So I had to fulfill a certain quota. Hope to gotta get this week done, which is why I have my days here. The week of my birthday is off, so I can work at least on Act 1, work on my sagging Act 2 the following week, and then Act 3, and then hopefully done Act 3, so I can look at the entire outline and make sure that there are no scenes that don't make sense before I write the freaking story. But this, again, is the first draft. You think I wouldn't take this as seriously, or I wouldn't be somewhat stressed out about the situation, but I feel like I want the story to work. I want this to work. Here's the thing about, it's almost like writing, if you ever remember being in English class and writing your essays. Do you remember ever your teacher saying that stuff has to connect? That's the way my brain is working right now. Stuff has to connect. If stuff isn't connecting, it doesn't belong in the story. Now, the good thing is, once I write the first draft, I can reread it and go from there, which I'm going to give that thing a rest, because knowing how NaNoWriMo's going to go, I'm probably going to take December off, even though I already took September off, because I was rewriting my other story. I got a couple stories in the pot, let's put it that way. I may take December off and then come back in January and reread it. And the reason why I'm taking December off is because that's the holiday month. That's usually when I'm running around figuring out what I'm going to give people for Christmas, making Christmas gifts, knitting or crocheting, getting paid to make gifts for people, which I have stuff. Like, I'm working on, like right now I'm working on this pretty colorful poncho. I've made a couple little baby Afghans, one adult Afghan. I could probably make more adult Afghans. 2 hats. I have 2 sets of pillows, 2 apiece. So I do have, gifts that I'm making. But the whole point is that, make sure these stitches don't fall off. That's usually my busy month. I mean, I don't have an Etsy store yet. I wish I did have an Etsy store. I really do, but I don't have 10 items. Apparently you need 10 items to, or at least that's what I keep hearing, to run the Etsy store. And from what I've heard from local people, they say the Etsy store, even though it's great and you can sell your crafts on there, it's hard to get seen, because you have people who have established their business for years on there, and then you got people who are still establishing their businesses on there, and it's a lot. So I mean, my strategy right now is to post on Facebook, because I've noticed people are buying stuff on not Facebook Marketplace, maybe on, let them know on my Twitter page. But Etsy, I'm still in the air about. I mean, I want to do it, but at the rate things are going, especially with my job, I'll be happy if I can get stuff to work. I mean, get stuff done on time. But I hope you guys are happy for Preptober. I hope you guys are psyched for Nano. I'm happy for NaNoWriMo. I really am. Stitch marker over. But you know what? Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm still up in the air. Like, I wanted to do the Megaverse lawsuit podcast episode, you know, to explain it. I'm really, really on the fence because Lindsay Ellis already did a phenomenal job about that lawsuit. In fact, what I should do is just link her video in the description below. I might just talk about something else, because here's the thing. Lindsay has been getting a lot of heat from that, and I really don't feel like dealing with that type of heat right now from people being toxic fandoms. Ugh, I sound like a snowflake saying that, but I don't really need that type of heat, you know, considering I work a call center job and I process applications for people's student loans, because I work in that industry. Don't really, you know, I already kind of deal with that type of heat 8 hours a day. I don't really need it in my personal life. So it's kind of up in the air about, do I want to talk about this or not? And I'm not going to talk about the way Lindsay did. Lindsay Ellis did a phenomenal job. She explained the legal stuff, which I can, you know, kind of reiterate in my own podcast episode. But there's some things I want to get nitty-gritty personally off my chest about that issue, because what it really boils down to, you know what, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not just get the script finished and go from there. There's that. There's publishing as a Black person, or a person of color, I should say. There's a couple things I can talk about, you know, because now new articles have come out where it's giving me more substance to supplement my fan fiction. I mean, podcast. See, that's what I mean. The fan fiction's in my head. To supplement my podcast. So yeah, I have some ideas. Let's just put it that way. And I'm gonna just get it done. And I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work party on Act 1, especially during my birthday week off, and work on some podcast episodes, more than one. So I have a couple lined up, and they'll be able to be released during NaNoWriMo in December, and I don't have to worry about, because I know there's a huge gap between, I think, April and now. April, May, June. Almost a 6-month gap, because the problem was during these last couple months, there's been nothing to talk about, especially since the world kind of stagnated itself due to COVID-19. I mean, we're starting to take steam again, which is great, but it's not the capacity you think it is, like a lot of people think it is.
One eternity later.
Let me know how your Preptober is going. Let me know what you're going to be working on. Put the comments in the description below, and I will chat with you guys again soon. Bye-bye.